Welcome, everyone, to episode 20 of Community Chronicles, a DDPY community video interview series. Tell your mom we found Mr. Wright. My guest for this episode is Mr. Bob Wright, an ardent supporter of our little project here. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. From day one, when we first started posting these Community Chronicles interviews, Bob's been one of the first guys to say, "Oh man, that was great, good job." He's always one of the first ones to watch, and it just so happens that since we started doing these back in August, I've just noticed Bob's making major gains. Right? He's not just one of those guys that hangs out on the sidelines and watches. He's really putting the work in. So, Bob, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing we ask everyone else to do. Give us the VHS sleeve version of how you found the DDPY program and what that program has done for you since you started.
Cool. Well, how I found it is, about a year and 3 or 4 months ago, I was walking up and down the stairs, and when I get to the bedroom, we only have 2 floors. And I get up into the bedroom, I felt like I ran a marathon. So I decided, man, I ought to go get this checked out. You know, I'm over 50, and I decided that maybe this could be a heart-related thing. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, you did a bunch of blood work. It's like, well, the symptoms you have kind of sounds like you're anemic. So I didn't think about it. So they did the blood work. Blood work came back. Sure enough, I was anemic, and which I knew nothing about anemia or anything like that. But doing my own research, found out that I'm bleeding somewhere in my body. I had no idea where. So went through a battery of tests of different things going on. And one of the last tests they needed to do, the doctor said, well, everything else come back. Nothing is showing any type of results. But we just go do one more test. And I said, well, let me go a different route. So I started doing research on just getting healthier in general. I was over almost 260 pounds. And I realized I was in bad health. I knew I was in bad health, but based on a few other health events that I had in my past 2 or 3 years. So I was overweight. I was drinking every day, almost every day, a lot every day. And I told the doctor, I said, let's go a different route. I'm going to try to get healthier. So on Facebook, I saw an ad. I think it was either Arthur or Jared or, somebody like that. One of the ads came up on DDPY, and I was looking at it, and based on some of the injuries that I've had in my life, my knee injuries, my neck, just several things that I've had going wrong. I was like, you know what, this I think I can do. So I signed up for it, and I guess the rest is history, man. I really followed the program. There was a few months in the summer that I followed the program. It didn't follow the actual workouts, the actual program workouts, but I was always riding my bicycle, always doing something in the yard, 3 times a week. But for the last 4 or 5 months, it's like every single day doing the program. And like you said, I feel like I'm getting a lot of gains from it, and I feel good. I feel great.
You look like a completely different man if you go back and look at some of Bob's before and afters. That dude looks 10 years younger. So it's pretty impressive. How long we're coming up on your 1-year anniversary then, aren't we, of DDPY?
Yeah. I think I started my first workout on February 15th. And I think
that's right around the time, boys and girls, that this episode is going to drop. So happy 1-year anniversary to Bob. You just started a week behind myself and Sarah Smith, a former guest. So we've been doing the program about the same amount of time.
Yeah. And so I'll be doing, if this comes out around the 15th, then I'll be doing my update pictures around then.
Awesome. So check out Bob. And see what he's managed to do in a year. You're going to be pretty goddamn impressed. Well, pardon my French, but this video is not for kids anyway. So what What happened at what point? This happened to me too, where you start out doing the program as scheduled, as recommended, doing beginner, intermediate, whatever, and at one point or another, you just decide I'm going to do this every day.
Right.
What brought that about?
Well, so Scott French had the Tiger Battalion challenge over the summer, and even though I was doing like a bicycle ride or some sort of workout, I didn't do that challenge, and I kind of regret it. I really love Scott. Everybody loves Scott. He's such a good
Hmm.
dude. And then Amanda Blocker had a challenge came up. And I was like, you know what? The next challenge I'm going to do that I see I'm going to do. So Amanda's was it, and I just got into her thing and her challenge, Embrace Your Strength challenge, and I started doing it every day at that point in time.
Yeah, that one was that a jacked challenge or
Yeah, it was.
that
Yep.
one was no joke. I remember seeing the schedule, and I had just finished the Scott's Tiger Ambush one, and I said, no, I'm still gonna do it every day, but I'm not down for 90 days of jacked workouts every day. Uh,
It's hard. It is hard.
Amanda's Amanda's a badass, and
She
I can't
is.
keep up her pace, man. I'd be crying in a puddle on the floor.
I was crying on a puddle several nights in a row. Several nights.
And then I got to see here before we started. You're a dad. Um,
Yeah.
really big life decision there, going from being a foster parent to an
Yeah.
official parent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
congratulations on
Thank
that. You
you.
got a beautiful young man.
Yeah.
And so how has that experience been for you?
Uh, Dude, I mean, as you can imagine, when you're in your 20s or 30s, having a child is a life changing event. But, having a little one around you're in your mid 50s, it's different. That's we everybody in the community has a why, and this little guy was he was a factor in me getting into better health. The health issues that I had a year and a half or so ago, that's just one factor, but knowing that I wanted to be around to see this little guy grow up, that's another thing completely. And with me being as healthy as I am now, I think I'll be around a few more years anyway.
Yeah, if you can keep it, absolutely. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and you're right. They really do. They really do motivate a guy, and you feel your age quickly.
Oh yeah,
Mine are about 8 and 10, and so they're not quite what they used to be in terms of energy. But there were some hard days. I remember my kids used to be really into rodeo for some
yeah,
reason. I don't know why. And so they'd want to play rodeo, which is, jump on dad's back while he's on all fours. You got to try and buck him off.
yeah.
And usually, me as the bull, I had a hard time lasting 8 seconds because it was beating up my knees and my back. Nowadays, I'd have no problem with it. I can throw them off.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it really is a great reason to get healthy. And if your I saw one post in there, if your skateboarding ability is any
Oh
indicator,
yeah.
yeah, you are going to be around for a while. I'd be careful you don't take yourself out of commission. But where did that come from?
um. So I'm a product of I'm a product of the '60s, right? I was born in the '60s, but I grew up in the late '70s, early '80s time frame, and skateboarding was my jam. It was just what I did. I was like me and a guy named Bobby Hayes were the two dudes that were like the guys that were riding all the time. And my signature trick was the handstand, but I did a lot more than that. I'm going to try to do some more skateboard tricks over this next summer, spring and summer, and post them on the yoga group
Say
or
don't do it
DDPY
because
group.
of me, Bob. It's gonna feel really
No,
bad if you hurt
no,
yourself.
it's another friend of ours. He suggested that I do it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try to work some in. But the Ollie just started coming around as the big trick right when I was at the tail end of my skateboarding career, and and then when I got to be about 50, I decided, well, I'm going to do that again. But booze and weight and food and health got in the way, and and then during my time at DDPY, I was like, or doing the workout, I was like, you know what? I didn't do it before I was 50, so I'm going to do it before I turn 55, right? So I posted a video of me just doing a handstand against the wall, and that was like the precursor. That was like me trying it. I knew if I could do that, I could do a handstand on a skateboard. So on my birthday, I did it. On my 55th birthday, I did the handstand trick.
I'm gonna throw a clip of that in here because it's friggin' nuts. I can't believe it. So, where did you grow up, Bob?
I grew up in Kansas City, actually. Kansas City, Missouri.
I knew you're from Kansas, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
I don't know Kansas has a huge skateboarding scene.
No, it didn't.
Not like the West Coast, but
yeah, like one of my dreams when I was 16, 17 years old was to move out to California. That was it. That's all I wanted to do is skate out there. I'd read these skateboard magazines and, the Tony Alvas and those guys. And it's like, that's all I wanted to do. And, got married, and the rest is history. Never did it. Never went out there.
Well, if you had, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to each other, Bob. So I'm glad.
I might be. Yeah. Well, you never know.
But yeah, we've all got those dreams. But yeah, it was definitely something that I did not know about Bob. Being a former skateboarding enthusiast, I was like, I know I've seen some cool stuff of Bob. So as a refresher here, as we went back through, I'm like, I forgot about the skateboarding thing. That's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
So what is the biggest, most unexpected non-scale victory that you've had? Would it be your skateboard handstand, or has there been something else that you weren't expecting that's happened in the last few months here?
Gosh, I don't know. In the last few months, it's hard to say. I've just been so laser focused on the health side of everything. It's really hard to say like one thing or another. Just trying to eat the right foods, keeping that, the psychological mindset to go forward with the health and focus on exercising every day. Just saying one non-scale victory, one specific one, I would say collectively, maybe over the last, 4 or 5 months, I've balance. I could, just based on doing, I don't know, the thing where you stand on one leg and fly over Atlanta thing. It's like,
would that be it's either Road Warrior or Take Flight? They call it sometimes.
Yeah, Take Flight. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. But yeah, I can stand on one leg probably all day long. And I saw what's her name? Heather or Berkowitz, I think.
Heather Berkowitz.
Yeah. I saw her do a handstand the other day, and that's one thing I want to try. I've never been able to do a handstand on the ground, but I could do it on a skateboard, but I couldn't do it on the ground. So I'm going to try that in the next few days. That too.
Yeah. So Heather has been working the program for I think like 9 years.
I read that today.
And also Heather's not built like you and me, Bob. I don't waste my time comparing myself to Heather, but if I could pop into a handstand the way that she does, I'd be pretty impressed with myself. So big time goals. I'm still trying not to go through the drywall when I do. But what do you say, Bob, that we roll into some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right. Everybody looks forward to this part. Most people fast forward to this part. But if you did that here, I encourage you to go back because Bob's got a really cool story. And I hope that we continue to learn more about you, dude. But let's roll with this sucker. What is a goal that you've set for yourself that intimidates or scares you? One that makes you nervous?
Man, I would have to say I've had a lot of ideas. I feel like that were $1 million ideas, and I've never done them. Right? I've never taken action on them. And recently, I saw a video on a Motivational Monday, and even that kind of motivated me to move forward. But that's a goal I have is take one of my ideas and put it into action. And I've done it. I filed a provisional patent in the last 2 weeks, and that went through. So could talk about it a little bit, but
Yeah,
that's
well,
my
no,
goal.
let's not give it away here. One of these 18 viewers might steal your idea, man. But that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
I hear
but it still
hear.
scares the shit out of me, you know.
Well, it should, right? And
Yeah,
if it doesn't scare you, then you're doing something wrong. But you got to take risks in order to pursue what you're passionate about. And
yeah,
so I just threw this one in there because it was an all post. I think Bruce originally submitted that question months ago. But hey, bonus. We
yeah.
get a little bit of scoop there. Looking forward to
We'll see
seeing
what happens.
what you come up with, and best of luck with it. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid?
Oh my gosh, man, I loved Woody Woodpecker. He was the guy in Speed Racer. Oh my gosh, who didn't like that dude?
Awesome. What is your favorite DDPY position?
Holy crap! I geez. You know what? I like just holding plank, doing push-ups. There's something about just putting the weight and just the physicality part of that. If that's a position, DDPY, it is, but it's
It counts, man. Yeah,
yeah, it's a push-up, right?
right. Yeah, and DDPY push-ups aren't like any other push-ups. So yeah, there's kind of a sense of there's a sense of accomplishment and also some anticipation, when you're holding it, especially. I can get down just fine. I can hold just fine. It's the coming back up. Right.
Yeah.
That's the challenging part for me.
Well, it is one of the diamond, or the diamond dozen, so it counts, right?
Yeah, I'll take the 3 seconds all day. Let's do like 15, 20 of those. But
Yeah, 10. Let's
I'm
stop at
still
3 or
stuck. I'm
4.
still stuck. I'm at like 3.5, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's half a push up from where I was a few weeks ago. What's your least favorite DDPY position?
Oh my gosh, I did this today. Is it today? Yeah, it's today. Uh, I got arthritis really bad in my left knee, and when you go down into a runner's lunge, and then you take your hand around your ankle, and you wrap your ankle while you're wrap and burn. It's the first part. I don't know if the wrap and burn part is where you take your arm behind your back and do all those gyrations that Paige McMahon's so good at.
Oh yeah,
She's like
there's
Gumby.
different stages to it. Yeah, but you're talking stage 1 there, just going around the ankle, and then
Yeah,
stage like 6 is stand up straight with your leg up in the air,
yeah,
still wrapped. But
yeah.
yeah, I get that. I got you there because I've got
That's hard. That's a hard workout.
I've got crooked legs, right? My legs go outward from my knees, and then I've got really pronated ankles, so my joints don't stack in the lower part of my leg, and so that puts a lot of sideways tension on my ankles. And yeah, that'll kill me if I'm in there for 30 seconds or so. I'm ready to be done.
But that,
What was
and your heart rate's at 150 beats per minute, and then you have to stand in that pose, and your knees hurt, and
hold
it's hard. I hate that the most.
All right. Well, I mean, we gotta hate. One of them has to be your least favorite, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That'll be your favorite. What was the first concert you went to?
Kiss.
Awesome.
Love Kiss, man. That's the greatest band. Well, it's not my favorite band, but that was my first concert. They're great.
Well, as far as a show, I mean, yeah, if you go and watch Kiss and then your second concert is like, Eddie Money in a hotel lounge, it'd be a little bit of a letdown because love or hate Kiss, they are amazing in person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was great.
What's your dream job?
Oh my gosh. Dream job would probably be owning my own business, which is another motivational factor with this idea that I have. Finally doing something that I think I have a passion with, and putting all my energy and thoughts, and especially with the confidence you get inherently you get with this program. That's it. It's just moving forward with that. That would be my dream job for sure.
What was your first car?
Oh my gosh, it was either a Mustang or a Maverick, a Ford Maverick or Mustang, one of the two.
What year?
I think it was 1973. or something like that. I think. Don't quote me on that. No, the Mustang was a 67. I do know that. But I think the Maverick was in the 70s.
Mine was a 78 Ford Thunderbird. But I owned it in 2000. So
I wouldn't tell too many people that.
What's the perfect pizza?
Oh, let's see, jalapenos, Italian sausage, mushrooms, onions, and that's probably it. I have it in my phone. I think I got 4 of the 5 ingredients, but I do have it in my phone.
It's a strong.
Don't get my mouth watering, man. I haven't had pizza in a long time. I'm so wanting pizza.
Just have it on a cauliflower crust. You'll be cool.
Oh, there you go. I haven't thought of that.
What is the worst advice you've ever received?
Oh, my gosh. I've been in a few motorcycle wrecks, so probably follow my line.
And what is the best advice you've ever received?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I question the field that I'm into now. I went to my teacher in school, in college, and I just didn't have the confidence to go further. I just kept asking questions that I thought were dumb. Went to my teacher and said, I just don't feel it. And she said, she looked at me and said, if I were you, I would keep doing this because you're one of the people in this class that ask the right questions. And that boosted my confidence tremendously. So that was the best advice. Just stick with it.
Awesome. All right. Well, you made it through the rapid fire round, Bob.
Sweet.
So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do, because the show is about community, is to pick at least one member of the DDPY community to give a shout out to and give us a little bit of why.
Oh, cool. Well, I knew I was going to get asked this question, and I can't just stop one because, I watched a video, I think with Justin, and I forgot who else was in the video, but they talked about, having a crew. And recently I've had about 4 people in the crew. It's Rob Ramsey, Natasha Biggle, and Mike Phelps. All of us have been just really tight. And, when Scott announced his health issues recently, we just kind of rallied around and had a lot of discussion since then. But so I'd have to give a big shout out to them and just say, just that crew, just the people that in that group of people, or that group of people just made the last few months for sure. Rob and I have been talking since he's a big bicycle enthusiast as well. Him and I have been talking for months, but it kind of just cultivated into that crew. So I'd have to say that
right there. Yeah. I commiserate with those fools myself on an almost daily basis. So, all right. Well, awesome, Bob. We only got one more thing that we ask everybody here to do to shut it down, and that's give us
cool
a bang.
Here you go, baby. Bang.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to do this tomorrow.